A lot of experience on this particular topic. I'd like to introduce Gene Vino, who will be our lead-off this morning, and with him this morning are Dave Latour and Dan Hayward. And they're going to give a little background, so I'm going to spare you my running on because they're going to do it for you. So I'd like to thank you and welcome you on behalf of the chapter, and we can't wait to hear what you have to tell us. Thanks so very much, Gene.
Well, thanks, Deborah. We appreciate the opportunity to be here today. It's an inspiring crowd that we've already talked to, and we have some information that we think will be helpful that you can take back to your respective offices and put right to work. A brief introduction, as Deb asked of all of us. I am the panel moderator today, so we're going to be asking questions, so it's not a one-sided program. You're going to be very involved in this interactive program today. My brief history, and as David said, let's just keep it short and simple, and we will. I had a stint in politics when I was young. Back in 1974, I ran for my first public office, was elected as an independent. In '77, there's a PSEA person here. I ran for school board, cross-filed, and won first time in Pennsylvania ever elected to the first ballot on each side. And I say that because I was still an independent. But then I ran for mayor of Scranton in 1981, and then I ended up in Harrisburg working for Governor Dick Thornburg as secretary of the Milk Commission. Now, what did I know about milk? I knew it came from cows, and that's how I ended up doing that. But seriously, the agricultural board, it was our #1 industry, and it was all about revenue. And from that moment on, I got to meet so many fine people, both in government, in communications, and various different associations. And I continued to stay in Harrisburg, and I've been here ever since. And I've been very pleased to meet so many fine people within the legislature. I had the opportunity of knowing 4 governors and possibly the 5th, hopefully, God willing. And today I'm just happy to be here and give you as much information as we can as a group so that it is worth your time. I'm going to turn it over to you now, my friend.
Gene, thank you very much.
Okay.
Dave, always a pleasure to serve on the panel with you. Dan Hayward, work at Novak Strategic Advisors.
They don't know each other.
No, we do not at all. Contract lobbying firm in Harrisburg. Just to give you a little background and some of the things I'll be talking about this morning. My background before I came to Novak was purely campaign. I ran campaigns statewide, locally, regionally, and while I was doing that at the state party, I matriculated from communications director to political director to executive director. The only thing I didn't do at the state party was raise money, thank God. But during that time, gained a lot of experience, dealt with national political fundraising arms all across the country, and then brought that experience back here to Pennsylvania. Born and raised in Milford, Pennsylvania, up in Pike County, God's country. And since that time, since I left the state party, I've been at Novak Strategic Advisors, mostly focusing on our more of the fun subjects that we deal with. Brian Barnow's here from BCAP. We represent Broadband Cable Association of Pennsylvania. Most of my lobbying duties today deal in the gaming world, deal in the tobacco world, and deal in the energy world. So I deal with more of the fun subjects that are going on these days here in Pennsylvania. I'd be happy to share some of those comments with you as we move forward. I'm going to turn it over to Dave to introduce himself.
Good morning, my name is Dave Latour. See a lot of old friends in this room, and I don't mean you're old, I just mean that we're all getting old, and we've known each other for quite a while. I am the principal of Latour Communications. For those of you that don't know me, we are a statewide public affairs, public relations firm dealing with clients in a wide array of sectors, from nonprofits to energy, to gaming, to senior care, et cetera, et cetera. We are based at 509 North 2nd Street, Harrisburg. We've had our shingle out there for about 5 years now. Prior to that, I started my career as a journalist, covering government and politics. And then I went to work for Governor Tom Ridge, as some of you in this room know, and then ended up as press secretary to Governor Mark Schweikert. Remember him? I mean, it's been so long. Shortly thereafter into the private sector, and here we are with Latour Communications 5 years later. Just celebrated our 5-year anniversary on September 1st. So we are in this climate, in this economy, in this profession, we are very blessed. It's a pleasure to be with all of you.
Well, with that, we have a general two presentations which we will go through in kind of a rapid pace because it's not so much about the presentation but what you're going to glean from it through our conversation and your interaction. I'd like to call your attention to the first slide, and I'm going to come around because I think it'll be better. You're welcome to have this here, and if, excuse me, I can come back here. I can see it.